Welcome to another class of social science with me, with your teacher, Elena. Okay, so that is natural science. We are not going to study natural science anymore. It's finished. Okay, it's finished. We will study natural science after social science, as always. Okay, but now we are going to concentrate in social science. Okay. In the other video, I started with you the unit 4 of social science called Rocks and Minerals. If you have not watched the video of Rocks and Minerals, go and watch it before this one because you have to watch them in order to understand what I explain. Okay, so in this lesson, I'm going to explain the lesson 1 of your book that is called Minerals and Rocks. So what you have to do, first of all, is go take your book and open it on page 60. Take your social science book and open it on page 60. Pause the video, I wait, and go and take it. Okay, now that you are ready, I'm going to show you your book and we are going to see what it says. Here we have your book. Okay, and it says minerals and rocks. Fantastic. First one, minerals. Be careful. I'm reading. All minerals are inorganic, solid substances which occur naturally. Some minerals can have just one chemical component, like graphites, and others can have more than one, like quartz. Okay, part by part, like Jack the Ripper. All minerals are inorganic, solid and natural, which means that when I ask you what are the characteristics of the minerals, you have to tell me 3. Natural, solid, inorganic. What do they mean? They are natural because the humans don't make them. The nature creates them. They are just there. Nobody makes the minerals, okay? They are natural. Then they are solid. That means that you cannot find liquid or, well, yeah, not gas. You cannot find liquid minerals in nature. You can like melt a mineral, but naturally they are always solid. They are not liquid, okay? They are solid always. And they are inorganic. In the other lesson, I explained you the difference between organic substances and inorganic substances, okay? So these ones are inorganic, okay? So when I ask you, what are the 3 characteristics of the minerals? You have to tell me they are solid, they are natural, and they are inorganic. Those 3, okay? And then it says some minerals can have just one chemical component, okay? That means that they have like one element, like graphite. This is graphite. And others can have more than one, like quartz. You can find quartz everywhere in Madrid. You can find it everywhere. It's like in the forest. You can like just take it from the floor, okay? Because Madrid is full of quartz. And graphite, where can you find graphite? Like, teacher, I have never seen a mineral like that one. Yes, you have. This is graphite, okay? What you have in your pencils is graphite, this thing. So you're going to tell me, I've been writing with a mineral all my life and I didn't know. Well, now you know it. This is graphite. What you have inside your pencil is graphite. Look, it's because that's why it has this color, okay? This is graphite. Okay, now let's go to the rocks. Rocks. They are formed by one or more types of minerals. The external part of the earth, called crust, is made up of rocks. There are 3 types of rocks depending on their formation. Okay, so bit by bit. Rocks are formed by one or more types of minerals. That means that if you take this mineral and that mineral and that mineral and this mineral and that you put them all together, you get a rock. But you can also have a rock made of only one mineral, okay? And then it says the external part of the earth, called crust, is made up of rocks. Let's go to the layers of the earth. In the other video, I told you that we were going to study the layers of the earth. Layers, capas, the layers of the earth, because the earth is like an onion, okay? So the external one, the one that is like covering everything, is called crust. Crust is corteza in Spanish, crust, okay? This crust is made of rocks. It has rocks. And you would tell me, yes, teacher, and oceans, and people, but we don't count that. We only count the solid things, okay? It's made up of rocks, okay? And then it says, there are 3 types of rocks in the crust, depending on their formation. There are different ways in which the rocks can form, okay? If you remember, I've told you, if you take this mineral, you take this mineral, you take this mineral, you get a rock. But depending on how you put them together, you get one rock or the other. Well, not you or me, the nature, okay? So the first type, igneous rocks. These ones are super cool. These rocks form when volcanoes erupt and the magma or lava cools down and solidifies. What? It means that if we have a volcano, a volcano, it erupts, and it goes out like the lava goes out, like, okay? The lava that is super hot, lava, okay? When the lava cools down, se enfría, cools down, when the lava cools down, it solidifies. It becomes like lava is liquid, okay? But when it's cold, it's solid. Like chocolate. When you melt chocolate, the chocolate is liquid. But when the chocolate cools down, it becomes solid again. With lava, it's the same. The lava, when it goes out of the volcano, is liquid, but then it solidifies. It becomes solid. When it becomes solid, it makes rocks. It creates rocks. Depending on the type of lava and depending on the type of volcano, it creates different rocks, but all of them are igneous. Igneous rocks are the ones that are created in volcanoes, okay? Okay, so we can have, for example, granite, and we have basalt. And there is another one that maybe you have at home. This is pumice. Oopsie, you cannot see it very well. This is pumice, okay? We call it piedra pómez. If you ask your parents, probably they will tell you that it's like for scratching your feet, okay? So this is pumice. This is a rock. This is an igneous rock that you might have in your house, okay? That means that this was lava. Thousands of years ago, this was lava, but then it solidified and it became solid. It cooled down and now it's solid, okay? And you can have this in your house, and if you don't have it in your house, you can see it like in Mercadona and everywhere, okay? So as you can see, rocks and minerals are like all around us. It's just that you have to pay attention. So this is pumice, okay? Pumice, and that's it. I don't know if you can see it because there is a lot of light. There we go. Do you see that it has like little holes? That is because the lava has air inside, okay? So that's it. This is an igneous rock. Let's see the next types of rocks. There are 2 more. Oopsie. Going to move my head. Here I am. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, sedimentary rocks. These rocks are made up of fragments of other rocks or remains of plants and animals. Some sedimentary rocks can contain fossils, remains of living things preserved in the rocks. The fossils. Do you remember when we studied the fossils in English? Well, now you can see where you can find the fossils. The fossils are found in sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are rocks that are formed when like other rocks go together, okay? Yes? So that's it more or less. It's basically when you have like when you take 1 or more rocks and you put them together like there, together. That's it, okay? You can have rocks made of like very thin rocks like clay, or of like huge pieces of other rocks like conglomerate that you can see that is like a rock made of little rocks, but the clay you cannot see it, okay? So that's it. And they can contain fossils, okay? Because the sedimentary rocks are like, imagine that you have a layer of rocks, and then with the time, a little bit of sand falls on top, and then an animal dies, and then some more sand, and then another layer of sand, and all together, when it solidifies, it becomes a sedimentary rock. And if you open the sedimentary rock, you can see a fossil. So whenever you see a fossil in a shop or in a market, that is a sedimentary rock, okay? I'm going to show you one fossil so that you see it. Okay, here you can see the, different fossils. It's not only one, it's many. This type of fossil is the one that we saw in English. It's called ammonite, okay? Ammonite. Okay, so this is a type of fossil. The rock that is holding all these fossils is a sedimentary rock, okay? So it's a sedimentary rock. So for the moment, we have seen two types of very interesting rocks: the igneous rocks that comes from volcanoes, and the sedimentary rocks that can have fossils in them. So that is super cool. Okay, so this is a sedimentary rock with fossils. Okay, let's see the next type of rocks. Oopsie. Okay, the last type of rock is the metamorphic rocks. Okay, these rocks form when igneous or sedimentary rocks near the surface of the earth push down, se unen, push down. The extreme heat and pressure they suffer make metamorphic rocks deep inside the earth. That means that you won't find metamorphic rocks like on the surface. You cannot go walking in the forest like la 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 la. Oh, a metamorphic rocks. That doesn't happen because the metamorphic rocks, they are like deep inside the earth, okay? It's like when a sedimentary rock or an igneous rock, it falls inside the crust, okay? And it goes near the mantle, that is the next layer. I'm going to show you the mantle so that you see it. Give me a moment. Okay, here we have the mantle. Do you see the mantle? The mantle is super hot. So when the rocks fall inside and they go near the mantle, they're super hot. You cannot imagine. It's super hot. Okay, so the temperatures are so high and the presión, because imagine they have the crust of the earth on top. The pressure is super high. The heat is super high. The temperatures and the pressure are super high. And they transform like a Pokemon, okay? Imagine that you take a Pokemon that when you cross it, like, it transforms in another Pokemon. It's the same, okay? They are like rocks that have developed, que han evolucionado, okay? So that's it. Imagine the metamorphic rocks like Pokemons. They basically were other types of rocks that with a lot of temperature and a lot of pressure, they transform in a new rock. That's super cool. That's super cool because that means that if you have a rock like this, and you put a lot of pressure and a lot of temperature on it, it transforms in a completely different type of rock, and that's amazing, okay? The most important types of, not the most important, but some of the most relevant metamorphic rocks are the marble, mármol, that you can see in statues, and the slate, pizarra, that you can see in the roofs of some houses and some palaces. For example, if you go to El Escorial, yes, you can see that all the roof is made of this rock, the slate. So the next time that you go to the El Escorial, like in a visit with your parents or something, you can tell them, look, mom, that in the roof, that is a metamorphic rock. And your mom will say, oh, my son is super intelligent, okay? So I would do it if I were you. Okay, then in the next lesson, we will study this, where you can find the different types of rocks. For the moment, we stop here. We have three types of rocks: metamorphic rocks, that are rocks that have evolved; sedimentary rocks, that are when other rocks come together and they accumulate; and igneous rocks, that are the rocks that are formed in the volcanoes, okay? Remember that rocks are made of one or more types of minerals, and the minerals have three characteristics. They are inorganic, they are solid, and they are natural. That is all from now. So goodbye and see you in the next lesson. Love you.